Probably for most everybody watching this series of videos, probably in a church setting, we are people who believe the Bible. And the question of David and Solomon is sort of a moot point. We read the text, we understand that David lived, Solomon lived, and so forth. But in the academic world, the existence of these two individuals is highly and hotly disputed. And so what we're going to do today is look at some of the issues surrounding the existence of these two individuals who play, particularly David, but very important roles in the storyline of the Bible. I mean, after all, Jesus is described as the son of David. So his existence becomes an issue of critical concern. And as we think in terms of the questions that are posed, we first begin with, did they live? Again, you and I probably, this is not a question of any significance, but for the academic world, it's a big issue. There are no explicit statements from the ancient contemporary sources, other than the Bible, that talk in terms of David and Solomon living. And this is where a lot of the dispute comes into play. Now, there are other issues that we're going to chat about as we go through this, but there's no corroborative evidence inscriptionally that plays into the evaluation. There are no references to David or Solomon in Assyrian or Egyptian sources. And these are the sources to which we would tend to go as we're posing the question about international connections and so forth. Egypt was insignificant on the international scene, and Assyria's influence had not advanced any significance to the West. Now, both of these countries, Egypt and Mesopotamia, I'm using Mesopotamia generically here, both of them have their flourishing periods and their diminished periods, sort of the dark ages, similar to what happens even in most countries of the ancient world and even the modern world. So when we think in terms of Assyria, to a large extent, Assyria is dormant during this period. This would be the time period from roughly 1076 to 934 BC. Exactly the time frame for David's accession to the throne in roughly 1010 and Solomon's death in 930. So Assyria, to a large extent, is just not internationally on the scene.
Great video, right? So you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to see the rest of this video, head over to christian-studies.org. Click on Video Courses, and then check out our entire video collection. And then subscribe for you or for your church to get access to all of our premium content.